Sawadee ka. A very good morning, everyone, and welcome to this panel discussion on perspectives on Thai business venture to Asia and beyond. We are very privileged today to have top executives here with us who will share with us their experiences about expanding abroad and becoming successful at that too. And they'll share with us what they see as the trend for 2025 for Thai businesses and what you can do about it to handle it, okay? So I talk as if we have the whole day for this, but actually we don't. We have only 60 minutes for this, so let's get started now. My first question to all of you would be, when we look into 2025, what do you see as the major challenges and the opportunities for Thai businesses, especially in this unpredictable world? Let's start with Kun Jareeporn.
Sawadee. Thank you so much. I thought that this is a really good question as well. So I thought as for normally for the WCA group, right? We always look about the megatrend. And previously, for many years ago, we look about the three trends, about geopolitics, about sustainability, and also technology. But this year, we add another one, TAM 2.0. I thought that every corporate should be add this also in their strategy as well, because of they will impact a lot. It may change the world or it's really volatile, right? I got a lot of questions for many investors ask about this thing because of, as you know, that for the share we do about the one part is always is about the industrial estate, right? This is also have a lot of impact about the FDI. This is back to about the year 2018. That's the first time of time, right? At that time, I saw a lot of relocation from China. Back when him start about the trade war, I saw a lot of relocation from China to Southeast Asia. That's why I said that, oh, interesting, right? And then now I thought that I will tell you that for the time coming this time, it's not only like about the relocation from China. It seems like a big flood of relocations. Since I saw this sign since the early of last year, when Trump decided to about the back to in the elections, many, especially for the Chinese, they thought about this part and also it seemed like they would to relocate there. And when last year, November, it seemed like, wow, he back. Right, and then now it seems like the flood of the election. That's why Dr. Kopsak asked that we have land enough to sell to the FDI, right? We still have a lot of land bank as well. And this is for the geopolitical tension. This is the most important of the share group. We look about this part as well. You can see that U.S.-China trade war. China self-sufficient economy. And also China-Taiwan as well. But for the China trade war and also for the China-Taiwan is positive for about the investor for the relocation from China. Both I thought especially for the in Southeast Asia, right? It's about the Thailand, Vietnam, and also Indonesia as well. And you can see it the supply chain relocation, right? Last year is the first time of the China the outflow of FDI as well. And also the FEI to Thailand, this is only the number, only 9 months last year, right? But for the BOI secretary just announced 2 days ago about the investment about 1.1 trillion Thai baht. But in 1.1 trillion Thai baht, only for the FDI is more than around 800 billion. It seems like the highest number since had the BOI. Right, it increased more than 40%. And for this is for the 9 months of last year. You can see the number of FDI in Vietnam, right? 24 billion. And now for the end of last year, Thailand end up with about the 24 billion something like as well. So we really catch up to Vietnam FDI. So it's quite interesting. And also Trump, right? You can see it. You hear the relative boost about the U.S. economy, higher tariff. Many also ask me about the higher tariff, the impact on about the investor would like to come into Thailand. I thought I support that the Trump have the policy to the increase the tariff only in Thailand. That's impact like in China, with Chinese, right? But right now they about have the tariff around the world. I thought that it seemed like we can negotiate something. I think that this is the government. The government need to look at about this part as well. About the trade with China. For the trade with China, it's still the same, but maybe negotiable, right? This part. You see that since when the Trump win the elections, right? The Elon Musk moms visit China. interesting, right? And also for another part, climate action. As I mentioned about the previous page, right, about the sustainability, right? We talk about the sustainability as well. But right now, many ask that, what about the climate? Because of Trump seem like they don't care about the climate. So what about the energy that we seem like we save the world? We would like to have the net zero or something like that. We still need about that thing. We still, so this is also like we need to think about this for ourselves, right? And also about the AI innovation, even though the materialism, right? You still have the FTA like that. There's a need about this thing, right? Really interesting part, right? And what about the impact to the world? So many said that the impact about the global growth in the next 2 years, this year and next year, view about the decrease, right? But the year 2027 maybe increase a bit, right? And still have about the geopolitical tensions, right? And also undetermined about the effort to target climate actions. Yesterday I had the meeting with about another board, right? So talk about the climate, about we also invest in about the climate fund something. So think about what about the climate fund right now? All the world talk about the climate fund, need to invest in the climate fund, right? But right now, what impact? This we need to think about his policy. And also the most important part still about technology, transformation, innovation, over-regulation. You see, over-regulation. So maybe they can about for the chip, they seem like about the autonomous something, or maybe they think about that for the about release the pressure to China as well, right? So for the WCA group, I thought that's for about the megatrend, right? For about geopolitics, climate change, or even though about the technology, especially for Trump 2.0 is quite an important part for us as well.
Thank you ขอบคุณค่ะ Let's go to คุณ Alok. What is your view or perspective on 2025? What do you see are the trends? Do you agree with คุณ Jareeporn?
Yes, thank you very much. Absolutely, I agree with what Khun Jareeporn said. And thank God, because now I don't have to say all of that. So maybe I'll just talk about IVL. And the most talked about theme is obviously Trump administration and his policy to protect U.S. interests first and foremost. Nevertheless, we are still dealing with the known unknowns, as has come to now be called, the tariffs, the sanctions, the immigration, etc. In terms of IVL, 50% of our business is based out of US, and I feel it will see positive momentum for all the things that we mentioned, or Khun Jareeporn mentioned. The remaining 50% of our business is the unknown. Like many industries, especially in manufacturing, our competitiveness is tested vis-a-vis China. So that is the one that is the unknown, and we are still working on that. We are waiting for the next 3 months to know a lot more on where the administration settles on what tariffs, on what sanctions. But I think it's good news if this Hamas deal that got announced today, and if that gets expanded into settling the Middle East dispute, I see that as a big positive for world trade. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's still a wait-and-see approach somehow from you, Khun Alok, to see what actually the Trump administration would do. At least for 3 months, we need to see what his real actions are after a lot of threatening around the world here. So Khun Somruedee, what do you see are the opportunities that Thai businesses can have for 2025?
Thank you, Khun Winarat, and also thank you, Bangkok Bank, in having this conference and having all of us as the panelists. I would look at the opportunity in Southeast Asia or the whole Asia will be a huge opportunity due to the large population and also the trend of the technology coming to this part of the world. And if we were to separate, I can give 3 opportunities in short and 3 challenges in short. The first opportunity, you can look into the business that related to technology or pretty open to technology. Those are kind of the electric vehicle or the semiconductor chip you can see all of these will gradually transfer or what we call intra-regional investment into Southeast Asia. This also cover to the AI technology and data center that will be coming. And last but not least, in terms of related to the technology is the energy consumption, which is going to transform into the energy technology as well. The second opportunity, you can see the consumer group, which use a lot of e-commerce platform. You will see a lot of opportunity in terms of integrated physical and digital platform business or ecosystem business will penetrate into this part of the world. And that could be a huge opportunity for all of the business people. I believe that Dr. Gopsak has already gave a lot of platform business to you in the first session. The third one is unavoidable, which is a green transition business or decarbonization business. This one heavily dominated by energy sector, but actually in all industries, no matter you are from the manufacturing or from the upstream, midstream, downstream, those will be related to decarbonization. So business related to decarbonization will be another opportunities. All of these three will be coming in this 2025. In terms of challenges, certainly with the transition of the business into a greener business, we will need a lot more talented people. We need to build more talent and innovation people to cope with green job, green skill, upskill, reskill. These are the first challenges for all business. The second challenging will be, for example, in Banpu, we invest in many countries across the world. One thing that we have to cope, which is a huge challenging, is the government policy that we will need to get along with the policy. Sometimes the policy change, we have to change our strategy. And the third one is related to digital transformation or the AI transformation that you have already listened from the second keynote speaker. So those will be 3 opportunities and 3 challenges. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kun Somruedee. So basically, for 2025, there are opportunities, but there are challenges as well. We talk about Trump, we talk about green transition, we talk about technology transition, we talk about government policies as well. These are just the background for 2025. So now I would like to ask all 3 executives how your company is actually preparing for all this. How do you handle all of these challenges and seize the opportunities for your company? Kun Jareeporn.
Thank you. So I thought that this year interesting. It's a lot of challenge, but it's also a lot of opportunity as well. So I just introduce for the WCA Group core business. Maybe someone didn't know what about the WCA Group business. Now today we have the 4 business hub. The first thing is logistics. The second one is about industrial estate. The fourth one is about utilities and power business. The fourth is about the digital technology. This is from like the 4 business hub in under the WCA Group. That I just mentioned in the first section, right? About the megatrend that why we think about a lot about these 3 megatrends. About the geopolitics, about the technology, about the sustainability, right? And especially for the time return. Because of all our 4 business model, it's impact a lot with that trend, right? You can see it about for the logistics or industrial something. You can see it for our scientific direction. We still would like to extend our leadership in scientific geographics, especially in Thailand, and also expand our business to about in Vietnam, especially in Vietnam and third country. But why? Because of we look about some say that about the challenge. I say that there's a lot of opportunity there. That's why I spend a lot in about industrial estate or other like about utilities and power and also logistics to Vietnam. And now we explore more in the other country as well. We start invest in Vietnam on the year 2017. And we also focus a lot. And in the year 2020, we say that the Vietnam will be the second largest of the investment of Thailand outside Thailand because of I saw about the geopolitics tension. And I thought that Vietnam also is other country that you have about positive for this trend. Seem like in Thailand. In Thailand, we expand business a lot. Nowadays, last year we have about 14 industrial estate. This year we add another one. Right, and we also expand a lot in Vietnam as well. And the second thing is we talk a lot about the technology. So we said that I would like to become about the tech-driven company. So many things that we done for many years ago, we also focus on the technology. How can we adopt the technology on our infrastructure? Previously, I always said that the WCA Group for the 4 business, it seemed like only about the infrastructure, but the most important, the infrastructure for developed country, not only industry, right? So I thought that's on the 2017, I thought that how can we adopt the technology on this infrastructure so that we can escalate or go like the exponential and can make the new business model. This also we also put in the strategy as well. And you see that we talk about the sustainability. We also put it about the enhance our green and about sustainability in our every sector of our business model. And the fourth thing, you think about the people. Because of the thing that you would like to do, it needs a lot of support from your people, from your team. So you need to change the culture, change mindset, change everything from your people. We need to do all the things collaborate together. Otherwise, you have the good strategy, but you will fail. That piece Som just mentioned about the reskill, upskill, you change skill, you need to change the mindset, especially for the top management. I just talked with you before we go on the stage. I really concerned about this part for the people. Right? Because of, when we contract around the world. And all this, since the year 2017, we approach a lot from the Chinese people. And we also invest in Vietnam. It's very, very different culture. Previously, our main about the investor seem like Japanese. They're very polite, everything very stable, something conservative. But right now, the world changed. So I talked with you say that. I thought about that. Seemed like I approach competitors, attack the competitor into our country, or I approach about the strategic partnership to our country. This depends on you. Suppose that I approach a lot of investors like this, but now it seems like the new economy. It seems like don't stay the same anymore. You can see we are like our automotive part. It's changed from ICE to EV. Many parts will change, or the supply chain. You still do the same as before, or you just wait and see for the government support, right? Wait and see something like to help you. No more anymore. No one help you. Especially you need to help yourself. There's a lot of opportunity here right now in our country, right? You can see. I approached about the big tech. I can name it because of the announced in the public, right? Google on the data center. I approached for the data center about 10 years ago. Previously, really hard to approach them to invest in Thailand, but now it's changed. Many will coming. Not only the big corp that only invest here. And also, you can see it, because of the AI, we talk about the Microsoft just mentioned about the AI. Now we talk about the hyperscale of data center. They use 10 times energy, use 10 times utilities. They increase a lot of digital literacy something. Be still like this, right? So I think that this is the challenge this year and also a lot of opportunities. I met many government sector, even though about our SME or the big corporate. For the big corp, they change. You see, for about they mentioned, suppose with the last year, I approached about the many years ago about the big EV something for Chinese. Many complain with that. Oh, this is they just only like for the Chinese corporate. They also bought about the supply chain or about the part from their Chinese corporate something. You know, for the big corporate, they already got the contact from the new EV from Chinese. But the small SME, what do you think about? Just wait and see. Up to you. But I thought that maybe for the BBL bank, you can help these people. Otherwise, we just look for something. Okay, this is for the Vietnam. We also invest a lot in Vietnam as well. Expand a lot in business as well. Or you can see the number of the Vietnam, very interesting. The people really aggressive and very challenged and very young, right? Then this also. Also, because I also mentioned about the technology, that's why we would like to do the technology. This year, we like to do about tech-driven organization. We do the digital transformation since the year 2021, right? We do a digital transformation, innovative workplace, data-driven organization. And also last year, we said that we would turn to the tech company. And the end of last year, we opened house to the public that this is about the technology that do by WHA people. Right, and also last year we thought it's really like some AI transformation years, and this year we use all the technology that we done in a tech-driven organization. And this is we talk about we talk is later. And for the I also mentioned about sustainability. This is our target on year 2029. You can see only these five part. Green logistics. Supported at year 2029, we can achieve the new business model of the green logistics. Only for the vehicle, the EV vehicle, 20,000 units, we can reduce around 280 ton carbon and equivalent to build about 330 million trees. And also for about the net zero, right? And for about clean energy, we also have the fund subsidiary company do about solar business or clean energy. On year 2029, support that we achieve about 1,200 megawatt. We can decrease about 680,000 tons as well. And this is also like about the increase a lot of revenue as well, and can decrease about the cost of energy of our customer as well. And for the water resource, we also have the target to reduce the new resource of the water, 20 million a year. That equivalent to uses of the water, 685,000 people, and zero waste to landfill. And this is about the technology, about the mobility, that this is the technology that we sharing, right? Many things to think about when we watch this turn to other.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to Indorama right now. So what are you doing to prepare for all the changes that we see that we talk about for this year? Khun Aloke.
Thank you. So as the theme for this forum suggests, disruption. So I look at disruption as a key catalyst to growth. At Indorama, in the last 30 years of successful growth, starting in Thailand and then going global to 35 countries, the catalyst for this growth was the disruption caused by the Tom Yam Kung crisis of 1997. Today, we are disrupting our business model by betting that the future lies in the low carbon footprint as demanded by the consumers and now mandated by the regulators as well as by the FMCG brand owners. On the cost competitiveness, we are today in a very fortunate period with affordable and widely available, well-tested technologies on the digital front. Indorama over the last 4 years has invested nearly $300 million in establishing a digital pipeline, linking all our global assets, standardizing our processes, and housing our repetitive tasks at our global shared service center in India. The next 2 years will be transformative for IVL as we use SaaS tools such as integrated business planning to optimize our supply chain costs. But even more importantly, we will be able to do real-time what-if analysis to position our goods and services to value-based delivery. Value-based decision-making in this disruptive and volatile market conditions will not replace our most important asset, our talent. But together, I believe they will arrive at smart decisions, which will improve our return on capital to match the market expectations without relying on Chinese recovery.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Khun Aloke. So basically what I've heard so far from our two executives is that they need to see the trend and adapt and change to benefit from those disruptions. What about you, Khun Somruedee, for Banpu? Please tell us about your plan for 2025.
Thank you, Ka. So again, I wrap up in 3 main points. The first point, I believe that within the Banpu group, we emphasize a lot on training people. Therefore, we establish what we call a Banpu Academy so that we can transform our people into a digitalized people, especially on the AI team and the leadership team. So within this Banpu Academy, they will design all of the people development for the future trend and the future direction of Banpu. So number one is people. Secondly, we realign our portfolio to be a greener portfolio in which we call a symphonic energy, in which we integrate from the upstream energy generation to the downstream in terms of the transmission of gas and many other business, and the downstream on the energy technology platform, in which we call a net zero solution platform, which can be applied to all of the factories and manufacturing. So in terms of alignment of the business portfolio, that will be matched with the green transition, in which we got a lot of support from Bangkok Bank. And I also once have an opportunity to sit with Dr. Siri in a panel called Global Boiling. I think this one will be quite important to cope in terms of the green transition business. So the number two is adjusting your portfolio to be aligned with the trend of the direction of the world. And number three, culture is important. The culture that can accommodate how we can cope with the future is that what we apply is what we call anti-fragile culture. Anti-fragile means you are not just resilient and agile to get out of the disruption, but you create learning, you create growth from the disruption. That's the anti-fragility culture, in which there are about 6 levers under that anti-fragility. The first one is related to we need to build acquiring information and procedures flexible enough to transformation. When the disruption comes, then we can have flexibility to transform ourselves. And also on top of that will be related to building the strategy from the top down, so that we can easily reactivate the plan to cope with the disruption. And we have to embrace the mistakes, embrace the uncertainty. Those can create opportunities out of the disruption. So all of these anti-fragile culture is implemented so that our people is more agile and resilient to any disruption. Actually, this is from the book so-called Anti-Fragility by Professor Nazim. So we adopt from the book and implement in the company. So in short, I believe people, portfolio, and culture.
Thank you very much, Kun Somruedee. So as you can see that each of these top companies, they do have the game plan for year 2025 and beyond. And I think one very successful perspective from these 3 businesses is the expansion to other countries, to ASEAN, to Asia, and to other countries beyond. So we'll talk about this venturing into other countries a bit. Can you please share with us your experiences in going, for instance, the Blue Jay, going into Vietnam? Why do you pick Vietnam? What are the lessons learned there from doing business in Vietnam?
Because I thought that Vietnam is a very interesting country. I explored Vietnam more than 10 years ago, right? And when I many knows that I took over the largest industrial estate in Thailand on the year 2015. And on the 2016, I talked with the executive, about the CEO of the JID, that they need to invest in Vietnam and explore the business in Vietnam. Especially for the year 2018, when they have the first beginning of the trade war, right? When I explored in Vietnam, I saw a lot of opportunity there because of about the labor cost, a lot lower cost of the labor as well, and there's very young generation, and they have room to increase everything, right? So on the year 2017, we first established about the industry for the industrial estate in Vietnam. We select about the north, the central north of Vietnam, Nghệ An. See, many ask me that why Nghệ An? because of many already knows about the Ho Chi Minh at Hanoi. I said that the strength of Vietnam still have the labor cost, the millions of labor, and also the lower cost of the labor as well. But Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi cannot about the answer that question. That's why I select about the central north of Vietnam because of 3 million of population, 1 million of workers, and the cost is half of Hanoi. And that year, on the 2017, obviously, it seemed like about the FDI in ASEAN, only about the Vietnam has 63 provinces, it seemed like 60 something. But on the year 2023, this upcoming to about the FDI increased to number 8 of the country. Right? Because of we can approach a lot of the tech, it seems like the Gore-Tex or the Foxconn subsidiary something to invest in Vietnam, right? And I saw it's quite a difference from Thailand and Vietnam. Many also asked me that means that Thailand not interesting anymore. I said no, Thailand still very interesting, and still there's such location for investor as well. But it depends on industry. Right? Many industry like some support that you would like to have about the better infrastructure, or even the skill labor, better skill labor, or the ecosystem like about the automobile, right? This is also seem like you would like to select Thailand as well. And like I tell you right now, we impose a lot of data center because of we have the better infrastructure. We have very secure about the power process and utility as well, and also the people as well. Even though for about the incentive from the government, but for the industry that need about the location to Vietnam, seem like they as I just mentioned the labor, right? You know, in Thailand we have an industry set more than 25 years. Right, so we have about 13 in Thailand, right? Our workers in our industry is around 400,000 people, but in Vietnam only the one industry estate, right? Suppose that it fully operate, they need around 120,000 workers. Right, that's why the lower or the low end of electronics they need Vietnam is depend on their industry. Thailand is still the destination of the investor as well. Otherwise, how can the WHAV have the all-time high record of the land sale? But Vietnam is interesting. Another thing need to think about. They decentralize their policy. Every province seems like the chairman of the province seems like our governor in each country, in each province. But their chairman not only look about how can I say that, the people or something, they look about the business as well. They need to challenge each other, compete each other, each province to approach the investor into their province. They have the KPI. Right. That's why when we like about the very most welcome. We was invited to invest in Vietnam because of we can approach a lot of investors to their province. Right. When they do like decentralized, it seems like they are very fast for moving, right? But they're unsecure about the law. They can change every day. Support that they would like to change. So everything have a pro and con. But Vietnam still an interesting country as well. We have another 5 more projects coming in Vietnam, and also we also invest in the utilities in Hanoi as well. And so that I thought that Thailand and Vietnam we can like about parallel together. No need to compete each other because of we have strength, and the other have another strength as well.
Thank you very much. For Indorama, Kun Alok, where do you invest abroad? Tell us about your experiences, please.
So our business is in over 30 countries. And the way we look at identifying which markets we want to enter, we basically are trying to be a local. Even though we are a global company, we want to be a local. And therefore, what makes sense for us is to find markets which have very large per capita consumption and large population. So for instance, we started our journey in Europe after Thailand, then in the US. Both have large populations and the highest per capita consumption. We became a local over there. What we relied on was more our culture, our low-cost ability to create the same business in a low-cost manner. And that was very useful, and that was, I believe, what led to our success over the last 30 years. So the key markets for us as we choose them is based on the per capita consumption and the large populations and the highest per capita demand nations. Having our own infrastructure and competitiveness compared to our peers is half the battle. And we also have to be competitive from low-cost imports, in particular from China. So that's another dynamic we look at, that this is an import protection, or what is our strength in the local market. Our success has been built on reliability, on quality, and on innovation. For example, as some of you may know, we produce PET. PET is a plastic that goes into beverages. Now, there's a lot of talk around how green is PET. We also do recycled PET, for instance. So all the PET that we consume, we collect it back, and we recycle it back as recycled polyester or recycled PET. Now, this is a complementary product to our mainstream business of virgin PET. So that is the innovation part that we think helps our business grow globally. Unfortunately, for all the benefits we can provide, in recent years, since the Russian sanctions, Europe has become very difficult to operate profitably due to the high energy cost, which is very challenging and leading to supply chain disruptions. To counter that, we have taken impairments. We have shut or will shut nearly 10 plants in the Western economies because they are no more competitive and cannot provide us the adequate return on capital. But instead of that, to replace that, we are making big bets in India. So India is where we are heading, and I'm very glad. I hope that BBL will follow us, or we will follow BBL into India. So that's a big opportunity for, I think, for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you please just tell us a little bit about the Indian market?
So the Indian market is a market with the same size population as China, 1.4 billion people. But our per capita consumption is 1/10 of China. So the potential is that with better earnings, better administration, the current BJP government has done very good progress in the last 10 years. They are in full power, at least for the next 5 years, but probably for the next 10 years as well. So they are very dynamic, they are very international, and they want to take India. I think in Dr. Kopsak's presentation, India's GDP currently is the 5th largest in the world, but there's talk of it becoming the 3rd largest in the world. So that's a big market, and a market that I spoke about that market a few months ago when Bangkok Bank organized a special event to talk about India. There is a fear amongst people about India, the regulations in India, the bureaucracy, the red tape. And it's a large country with so many states. Jareeporn just mentioned about how each province in Vietnam, and I have the same experience in China. Each province in China is also acting as their own CEO. They are attracting investments. And the same applies in India as well. The biggest drawback is Jareeporn has to go and build the land is the biggest problem in India, to acquire land. But if you work with the states, you can overcome that. There's a little bit of investment in India to get started. You may have to spend time, you may have to have your best talent over there. You may have, as a family company, we have family in India, so that helps. Being an Indian obviously helps. But India is the next market. If you're not in US, at least be in India.
All right. Thank you very much. คุณสมฤดีค่ะ Please tell us about Banpu's plan in going into markets abroad.
Thank you. So just pick a very key criteria. The first one, when we go to abroad across the globe, we have to ensure that align with our strategic direction in which we put into 5 to 10 years so that we penetrate into those markets. The second criteria will be whether the government policy support our investment policy. So in each country that we penetrate, we will also need to dig deeper into the government policy or energy policy, for example, that it really support our investment direction. The third one is quite important, which also related to Kun Aloke mentioned. We have to look at the market that have a very good scale, that have a good power of purchase, a large population. If we look in terms of the ranking of the economy across the globe, you can see that which market will be number one in the US, so we go to the US. We select the energy sector in the US in which we use oil and gas to invest in Texas. Maybe in India, we have not yet there. We can exchange our US and India. And then another market is Middle East, in which or GCC, in which going to be quite a large economy of scale in the future. We are not yet there. So what we have right now, the US, a very significant one on the gas and gas-fired power plant. Secondly, on the coal mine, we have not just left the mining business for good. We just gradually adjust our portfolio. So we have a very well establishment in Indonesia, in which Ibu Melissa is here, also support us quite a lot from Permata Bank, which is a subsidiary of Bangkok Bank. And we use this cash cow business to support us in terms of transforming ourselves into a greener business according to our 5-year plan. So besides US and Indonesia, we also have those large-scale markets like China, Australia, Japan, Vietnam, and other countries. So as I said, 2 more parts that we have not tapped yet, which is India. I would like to learn more from you, Kun Aloke, and also in the Middle East part. So I think the scale of the market is important. What we will invest is important, and the government policy is extremely important.
And just to add, we have been pleasantly surprised. We are now in Latin America, and we have a few $1 billion invested in Brazil, for instance. And that's very lucrative. Very good. For your consideration.
Thank you very much, Kun Somruedee and Kun Aloke. So my final question to you would be, what are your key to success? Maybe you can tell us, how do you actually manage everything that comes along the way when you want to go abroad? The problems that you will definitely face, how do you actually solve that? Kun Jareeporn.
The first thing I thought that you need to know that your business model in the trend or not, right? And support that is still in the trend, right? But you need to add what more on your business as well. And still the country that you would like to invest to expansion, something like that, they need to know that what about they got a benefit, something like that. How can you do an ecosystem? Not only for the in Thailand, you can build to other country as well. I thought that put about the life strategy and then implementation is the most important. The good strategy but cannot implement, not the good strategy. It seems like about the dream, right? You need to think about dream or strategy, right? Support that you put the real strategy. Okay, I thought that everyone can achieve the target or can implement. The most important part is implementation. That's it.
But implementation sometimes is not easy as well.
Nothing easy. My life until right now, I mentioned I'm 58 right now. Nothing easy for me. Everything nice. So that the key success, I think that's work hard, harder and hardest.
All right, thank you. Kun Aloke, share us your recipe.
So the key differentiation that I like to believe is in our talent and our leadership. At IVL, we define ourselves as a group with a VUCA mindset, VUCA. I think most of you are very familiar with the word or the acronym. But our mindset of VUCA is vision, not volatility. Our vision of U is understanding, not uncertainty. Our understanding of C is clarity, not complexity. And our understanding of A is agility rather than ambiguity. So with this mindset, this is what we talk about in the company. I think we have spoken about disruptions, we have spoken about challenges, and we have heard all our lives that every challenge has an opportunity. So it's just the right mindset. And at IVL, we have a growth mindset. I think all of us in this panel are blessed to be a family business. And as a family business, I've been leading my company for over 30 years. The next phase is a challenging phase, and there will be a transition. There will be a succession at some point. And not only a transition in the founder, but also a transition with the key leaders. So that transition is what I've been working for over the last 5 years. And therefore, we are also in this fortunate time where we have the advantage of digital, the advantage of using technology. And we have our values. As long as our values are safe and in practice, and we have our VUCA mindset, I feel comfortable that we'll continue to progress.
Thank you very much, Kun Aloke. Kun Somruedee.
So instead of recipe, I will call it mantras. The first thing is not only Banpu, but I encourage every business, every founder, every owners to be aware of a disruption. Uncertainty will certainly come. You should not doubt whether it will be coming or not. Just assume that the uncertainty will be coming. The age of disruption will be coming. So that's mantra number one. Number two, you have to prepare for the talent. Fortunately, Banpu has passed through that transition already. Right now, our transition is already hands over to the young leader generation on the first line leader, currently leading by our new CEO at the age of 35, and his N-1 at the age of 35 to 49, something like that. So this transition in terms of the leadership transition, people transition in terms of talent, especially on the AI team, on the talent management, building more upskill and reskill, because we cannot manage the human capital by lay off everyone who is not digital technology savvy. We will have to reskill them and upskill them so that we can use the same team, the management team, the younger generation team, nurture the youngster to lead the direction of the strategic direction. And mantra number 3 is you walk with ESG, walk with sustainability, because the greatest challenge, as you have heard, the global warming, global boiling, whatever you will call climate change. But if you walk with sustainability, with the E, environment, S, social, and G, governance in mind, with the ESG in mind, you can walk tall and you can go high. That's the 3 mantras. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.